Welcome back, everyone. Today we've got an unboxing from Viper. Alright guys, what we have here is a Viper knife made in Montiago, Italy. And it is the V5956FC. So I guess we ought to get the box open and see what we got, right? Packaging on this, not so beautiful. Well, we get a little bit of foam, isn't that cool? And let's see what we got in here. Yeah, packaging's not so great. But what we have in here is a Hinderer Storm. Let's, is there anything interesting here? Blah, 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 warranty stuff, made in Maniago, I can't pronounce that correctly, Italy. And anyhow, so there's your box, just has the Viper logo on it, Technocut. But what we have inside, to me, is very interesting. We have another Hinderer, not made at Hinderer Knives, that is running on bearings and has some of the latest Hinderer design cues. Alright guys, quick update right in the middle of your video, huh? Well, you gotta love that. This Viper Knives Storm is going back because of this. Well, if I can get it on the camera, but if you can see that, and I know it's kind of hard, but our lock bar has got a there we go, a pretty good amount of lock rock in it. So I'm not going to say it's a bad knife, and I'm going to let the video continue the way I recorded it originally, and hopefully I'll have another one of these here in a few days, and I'll give you an update whenever that one shows up. But for now, be aware this is the one I got, and it's got a fair amount of lock rock in it. It did not have it initially. Initially it had lock stick, just a little, as you saw in the video, and now we've got a little bit of lock rock. Anyhow, let's get back to the video. I just wanted to inject this real quick before I put this in the box to send it back out. So let's get a good look at it. We've got carbon fiber overlay right here on both sides. We do have a little tab to go over our empty pocket clip hole. We've got, these are shadow boxed is one way people put it, or they're more overlay than they are scale. And I look down through there at how thin they are. This is another one of those knives. It's essentially a frame lock with some overlay on it. People will argue that. People are going to say it's a liner lock, but I don't fully agree with that. It falls somewhere in between. But anyhow, so we've got a nice standard carbon fiber pattern. Stone wash on the titanium. Rolled around back here, we have this modular backspacer, which we have another little package we're going to open and look at that here in a minute. And we've got a flipper tab with just a little bit of jimping on the end of it. None up here, just right here on the end. And I like that. Nicely fitted there. Not perfectly fitted there. Sunk a little bit. They could have raised that just a hair and gave us that perfect flush fit. We got some nicely done jimping right there. Get a look at that. They've cut the jimping. It's not terribly aggressive, and then they've chamfered that edge on both sides. Very nice. A little bit of a cut there, some more jimping down here. Now check that out. That jimping is partially covered by that overlay or scale, so that's interesting. It is a frame lock, liner lock, somewhere in between really. And it is titanium on steel with what I understand is a carbidized end piece here. So we'll find out how that works here in just a moment. We have a standard Hinderer pocket clip on this model. We have a glass breaker. and I suppose we should get it open. And wow, fired out nice. Let's try that again. All right, I was concerned about this. I really was. You know, I've got an XM18, and my XM18 runs pretty darn well. I mean, I could loosen it up a bit and make it run even better, but then I end up with blade play. So I just, you know, this is just a knife that's on washers, and I just look at it like that. It runs good, does what it's supposed to do. However, what we have here is a whole different level of Hindererness. Check out how hard that fires. Now, I'm not going hard on it. That fires really hard with a light switch, a push button. Now, we do have just a smidge. Let's see if you can hear it. I'm going to bring the microphone. Ow, that hurt. That probably hurt. I'm going to bring the microphone in right here so you might be able to hear this just a little bit of lock stick. Try it again. So yeah, guys, that red mic that sits on my desk, I actually use that. It's not a prop. That is very nice. Okay, let's get over that and let's get a look at this blade real quick. We got kind of a normal Hinderer grind, though I do want to check something here. I've got the calipers out for that. Let's get, okay, they're zeroed. Okay, that's our behind the edge. So we got 24 thousandths. That's pretty good. Whenever I grind a knife myself, that's about what I'm shooting for. So that's thinner than most Hinderers. I don't have a measurement on a Hinderer. I suppose we could kind of get one. We got 30 thousandths there. And my experience, 30 thousandths to 20 thousandths sounds like a very, very small amount of thickness, and it is, but it does make a huge difference whenever you're putting the secondary bevels in. But anyhow, back to the blade. We have a stone wash with that smooth finish, and I love that finish. Spyderco uses it, Southern Grind uses it, and even, well, Kai Industries uses it, especially on their Kershaw knives, and it is just a cool look. It gives you your stone wash look, but a nice, smooth cutting surface and blade surface. It's just, guess I shouldn't say cutting surface, but sliding surface for any material you're going through. It's very nice. Got a nice swedge up there. And let's kind of get a look down through things, see if we're all even. That swedge looks pretty even to me. Back of this little area here looks pretty even. And sorry for the dirty hands, guys. I've been working. And that happens, and sometimes you just can't wash that stuff off unless you're going to go in for a full shower. And even then, sometimes it doesn't come off. There's our little screw to get that backspacer out. So, let's look at ergonomics real quick. Well, you know, it's got that Hinderer thing going, and whenever you put your hand in a Hinderer knife in a standard grip, it always fits. And we got the same thing going on here. The pocket clip in my right hand could be a little problematic, and my left hand, no problem whatsoever. Actually, you know, I think I like it. I don't think the pocket clip's going to be a big deal. And, you know, when have you seen a Hinderer close like that? I mean, whew. I know, you're going to see, and you're going to see this. There are a lot of guys out there that spend a lot of money on Hinderers, and they're going to be comparing actions between the Storm and their half tracks and their XM18s, and they're going to claim that it's about the same. Well, it's not. We've got bearings here, and out of the box, this is already very good. And after I get a look down in there and get some of the proper lubricants in it and a little bit of use on it, I think it's going to be super awesome. So anyhow, well, we went over ergonomics. Ergonomics are good. Now, you're not going to be able to cap this in a reverse grip because, well, obviously we've got that little window breaker there, and that would hurt. But you put your fist around it and you're fine. Your pinches, you're in good shape. So ergonomically, I think we've got pretty much a winner. The pocket clip in your right hand may be a bit of an issue depending on your hand size, but you know, that's the case with pretty much every knife. So let's mess with this Backspacer doohickey. All right, I wanted the this one, which is simply a lanyard hole. I didn't really want the glass breaker on there because going in and out of my pocket the way I do throughout a day, that glass breaker is just going to be a problem. Because it's going to end up hurting me, and I don't like it when my knives hurt me. I would prefer my knives hurt whatever material I'm trying to cut or take care of that nasty box whenever I'm on my way home. So, you know, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I should have the glass breaker on there just in case, but we're going to take it off. So, we know that Hinderer, they call it something Backspacer system, that they've got it on the XM18s now, and they've got it on other models. So we loosen up that little screw right there, and this thing just pops off. And we're going to have to loosen this one up because it is already sticking all the way through. So spin that guy back out of there and load him in. And wow, nice and solid. All right, let's take it back off again so we can look down there at those pillars and see what we've got. And we'll just leave it off this time and I'll put it back on later. So we've got big spool type pillars that thing is setting around whenever you stick it in there. And that's kind of beautiful. That is some well thought out stuff on Mr. Hinderer's part. And guys, overall, for an initial impression and unboxing, I am liking this thing. It's a little short for my taste. What are we at? We'll get an exact measurement on it. These zeroed out. We're at approximately 3.15 inches on the blade. We'll get a cutting length of about 3 inches. So, little small for my taste, but it's a nice heavy design. And I say heavy, we'll find out here in just a moment, won't we? There we go, 4.27 ounces. You know, you can say that's heavy, but we got a 3.5 inch XM18 right here, which is a little bigger knife. And we're going to go to 5.51. What were we here? 4.27, so we're over an ounce lighter. And we'll get, real quick, we'll get grams for you guys. 121 grams on the little one. 156 grams on the XM18. So, overall, guys, I think this is going to be a good knife. Now, Viper Knives has a good reputation. However, this is another one of those places, because of where the knife's made and the possible problems with getting service work done. If I were going to order this knife, I would go somewhere where you can fill out that little box, or you can put the knife in hand before you order it. Just to be sure, especially if you're buying it in the United States or Canada, places where getting things to Italy might be a problem. I'm sure they have service reps here in the U.S., but I don't know for sure about that. So just protect yourself as usual. The Hinderer Storm, guys, that flat grind, those little swedges, and the nice thinness behind the blade. I'll get this guy sharpened. Well, actually, we're going to do a little bit different with our full reviews. I'm not going to sharpen it up right away. And but I'll get some use on it, lube her up real good, and we will see just how good this guy really is in the coming weeks. But for now, the first impression is this thing's going to be good and solid, and it's got a wonderful action. That is just beautiful for a Hinderer. Appreciate you guys hanging out with me for a few minutes and talking about the new Viper Storm from Rick Hinderer Designs. Beautiful knife with just some great aesthetics. And this little thing's kind of cool too. Anyhow, you guys have a great day. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you next time.